Hello, my name is Amanda Swindle, and I am coming to you today to teach you about glamour. So if you haven't noticed, I have no makeup on, and I'm going to show you how to just do a basic skincare or basic glamour today, a basic look. More than likely, you have a color card from your consultant. She has sent you some samples to try, and so I'm going to just walk you through a little bit of glamour. No, I have prepped my skin. So if you don't have a skincare regimen, talk to your consultant about that. She will help you to figure out what type of skin products you should use, what kind of cleanser, what kind of moisturizer, eye cream. So my skin is prepped, which is really important with how your foundation, how your makeup looks. So talk to her or go visit one of the other skincare videos that we have. I have also already applied my eye primer. Okay, so primer is glue. We have eye primer because it's made for your eyes. So anything that you do around your eye, you want to make sure it's actually made for the eye. They can be very sensitive and delicate. And so this is just a white formula. And once you apply it, it goes on clear. So it looks white, but then you just apply it and then it goes on clear. And so this is going to make sure that your eyeshadow stays on and also does not crease or fade. So if you notice that you have creases in your eyelids because they're a little oily, or it fades off, or it's not the same color as it is in the palette, then an eye primer will help you with that. Okay. Okay. Now, fun fact, I love to do my eyeshadow before I do foundation. And so I'm going to start with this liquid eyeshadow. And I'm going to start with this because if you are a super simple girl, you don't want to do a lot of eye makeup. You don't have time to do a lot of eye makeup. You're going to love this. This actually does not require a primer. However, it's not going to hurt you if you do put primer on underneath of it. It is a liquid eyeshadow. So you can apply these colors just straight to your eyelid. You can blend with your finger, or you can use one of our cream eyeshadow brushes, which looks like this. It's just a flat brush. It's synthetic, so it doesn't like absorb the color. It helps you just to blend it. Okay, and so there's actually 4 of these colors. So this happens to be what's this one called? Light beam. I always forget what it's called. It's called light beam. So it's just a little bit of a shimmer to your eyelids. There's 3 other colors. So talk to your consultant if you're interested in those, and then you do your mascara and your eyeshadow is done. Okay. The other great thing with these is they're great base colors. So if you just want to start with a little bit of a color there and then apply eyeshadow in the powder form, you can. Now today I'm going to do our Chroma Fusion eyeshadow. So I'm going to show you my palette, a little embarrassed by it because it's kind of a hot mess, but it's what I work out of, and you probably work out of eyeshadows that don't look perfect too. And so what I'm going to do is show you how to do a classic eye look. So on your color card, you probably have 3 eyeshadows, a light, a medium, and a dark. And so I'm going to show you how to use those just in a really simple way. The first thing that I always like to start with is, first of all, let me show you the brush holder that we have right now. Whoops, there we go. So it holds all of your brushes. Check this out. So they're all standing up and you don't lose them and you can see what they look like. And then they are separated. So when you clean them and you can lay them sideways, they air dry really well like this so that the water doesn't get into the handles. Okay. So I'm going to use this brush that is called an all over eyeshadow brush. So they tell you at the bottom what they are. And I really love to do one side is going to be one color and the other side's going to be a different color. That way you're not mixing a lot of your eyeshadow colors, and your brush can just be used for that specific color. So you might need multiple brushes so that you don't start getting a muddy eye look. So I'm going to dip this side in a color called Blossom. It's just a white matte color, and it's going to be like your lightest color. And so you're going to put a little bit underneath your brow bone. And this highlights your eyebrow, which actually makes your eyes look bigger and lifted. And I also sometimes put a little bit here in the corner. Okay, because if you have a deeper set eye, your eyes are small, you have close set eyes, it's going to help to open those up. Now on the other side is where I'll use the middle color, the second color. And so I'm going to dip it into, I'm just going to do some kind of pink colors today. And I'm going to dip it into this color called Dusty Rose. So it's just kind of a pink all over color. Okay, it's going to be your middle tone color. And this is going to go kind of like all over the eyelid up to where your eye creases in. Okay, so up to like where the brow bone starts to come forward. Now, everybody has different eye shapes. So talk to your consultant about, what is my eye shape? And she can teach you a few tips and tricks based on your eye shape. But honestly, everybody can do this look. You might just tweak it a tiny bit if you tend to have a hooded eye or a deeper set eye or an Asian eye. Okay, so it's just really your eye shape. But honestly, everybody can do this. So this color is kind of just your lid color up to the brow bone. And if you notice, I kind of keep that inner corner a little white just to keep it opened up. Okay. Now, some people just want to be done with two colors, and that's totally fine. You can do two colors, do your eyeliner, do your mascara, and call it good. If you want to use your third color is kind of your pop color, your accent color, the fun color. So you could do bolder, blues or blacks or purples or whatever. Today, I am going to use a color called Merlot. I don't know if you can see this. Okay, so it's going to be this color right here. It looks pretty dark. It's called Merlot. And I'm going to use this brush called a crease brush. So again, at the bottom, it's going to tell you it's for the crease. And it's creased because it's angled. So if you can see how it's nice and angled, depending on which angle you do this, it's either a soft cut or a harsh cut. Not a harsh cut, but more like a crease cut. Okay. I like to make it kind of soft. And so you just start on the outer corner of your eye, and this goes into the crease. That's why it's called a crease brush. And I take a little bit from the outer crease, go across, and then attach it down to your lash line. So this is really starting to give your eyes a little bit of an extra depth and a little pop of color. Okay. Now, one reason why I do my eyes first is because if it gets a little crazy out here, you can clean it up without messing up any of your foundation. So it saves you time. The other thing is if you go extra, like if you have a little more on your eyes, you can always tone it down. And I'll show you how to do that in a minute. Okay. Now you can do this with any color. You could do it with darks and grays or blues, browns, whatever. Okay, now I'm going to take my big puffy all over brush, and I'm just going to dust underneath here in case anything kind of fell. And if I feel like it's a little too much, or I want to add some extra shimmer, I will take a fun color, like a nice shimmery color. Woo, there we go. These happen to be some quads that are limited edition that are super fun. And I'm taking that all over brush, a different all over brush that I use just for sparkle. And I'm going to tap it into that shimmery color and just pop it right on top. And if I feel like, oh, I need to tone this darker Merlot down, you can. But do you notice that I'm not blending it? I'm just tapping it. And so this one helps for you to not have too much fallout under here. And then because you have those primers on, it's going to grab that color and make it stick. And I like a little extra color out here, so I'm gonna add back a little bit. Okay, and then the other thing is going back into that lighter matte white color under here. So if you feel like, no, I need to touch that up again, you always can. Okay, so eyeshadow is done. Now I'm going to do my eyeliner, which I'm going to use black today. Thing that I love about our eyeliner, we have black, brown, and gray. Now we have liquid and we also have a gel. So depending on what you prefer, today I'm going to use it's our mechanical creamy eyeliner in black. And there's also a sharpener on the other end. Whoops. So when you open this, you can sharpen this if you want it to be a little bit of a sharper look or tip. Now these are really creamy. So if you're using an eyeliner that's not creamy, get a creamy eyeliner because you don't want to tug on that super delicate area. Now I pull this a little bit just to kind of make it nice and taunt right here, and just taking little strokes along the lash line. Okay, now the rule with eyeliner is if you wear it on the bottom, you want to wear it on the top as well. However, you can just wear it on the top, which is what I prefer to do. I need to use my little mirror here. The other thing that I like to do, and I forgot to grab one, is take a Q-tip and flip this up right here. So if you kind of take your eyeliner and you gear it to go a little bit up, it's going to make your eyes gear this way rather than following down on the actual eyelid, which makes your eyes look a little droopy. So if you can tell a difference between the right and the left eye just by your eyeliner. The other thing that eyeliner is good for is to make your lashes look thicker. And everybody likes thicker looking lashes, right? Now, there is a brush that we have. It's called our eyeliner brush, and it has a nice stiff end right here. So if you feel like you want a lined look, but you don't want to use an eyeliner, you feel like it might be too heavy for you, you want a softer look, you could take that stiff brush and tap it into an eyeshadow. So maybe like a darker eyeshadow, and run it right along your lash line. And it will appear like you have eyeliner on without doing eyeliner. Okay. Okay. So that is our eyeliner. And I always like to just take a little bit on the edge there to flip it up. Okay. Another fun thing that we have is this brush called a smudge brush. So it's nice and pointy. It's soft, but it's nice and pointy. So let's say you want to make this a little softer, or it's a little bumpy, because I don't have like a great hand all the time. And so you can just smooth it over and it softens it out and kind of smudges it up a little bit. Okay. So that is your eyeliner. Something else, you could take this and run it just a little bit under your eyes if you want to make it look like you have a little eyeliner under there without doing an eyeline underneath your eye. Okay, then we have mascara. Now there's a couple tips about mascara. If you curl your lashes, which is totally fine, you want to curl them first. A lot of times people curl them when they have straight lashes. Okay, so they stick straight out. They don't curl up. So a curler is going to help curl them. And we have them every once in a while in Mary Kay. They're kind of a limited edition product. And when you can grab them up, because they're like the best eyelash curlers I've ever found. And you just crimp them, and you crimp them like you kind of go crimp, 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 crimp until you get it out to the edges. But you want to do that before you apply mascara. Otherwise, your lashes can break if you have mascara on and then you crimp them. Now, mascara is one thing that you will probably purchase more frequently than others. Once we open them, it's got a 3-year or a 3-month, kind of 2 to 3 month not shelf life, but just use up rate, really. After about 3 months, they can dry out, and they also can develop bacteria in them. And so you want to use them within 2 to 3 months, and then you're going to replace them. And you'll notice like when they get a little bit dry. The other thing is trying not to pump, because we pump air into that, and then that makes it dry out. And you can do multiple coats. We have waterproof, we have water resistant, we have different formulas. So just depending on what you want out of your lashes, if you want it to be, full or length or a lot of height, talk to your consultant about which mascara would be best for you. Okay, so I went ahead and did both eyes. And you can, touch down here if you want to do a little mascara down here as well. Okay. One other brush I want to show you that I really love is, again, that same brush of, here it is, the eyebrow eyeliner brush, because it has this little spoolie on the end. So if you feel like your lashes need to like a little clumping, or they need a little help to have some separation, you can use that to run through them. It's also a great brush for your brows. So if you need to brush your brows down because they get a little crazy, a little spoolie, a little wild, this is great before you apply your eyebrow. Okay, if you're doing eyebrows. I forgot to bring my eyebrow stuff, so we'll talk about it. Okay, so eyes are done. Now I'm going to move into my foundation. So foundation primer is glue for your foundation. It's going to fill in all the little creases and crevices that you have on your face. It's also going to make your foundation wear longer, look better, more flawless. It has SPF 15 in it as well. So you're getting some sunscreen, plus it evens out your skin tone. So I love to put this on the brush that I'm going to apply my foundation with. I've been using this blending brush. It gives you full coverage, but my primer is here, starting in the middle of your face and then working your way out, because you want, all of your foundation to stay on in the middle of your face. That's where everybody's looking at you. And then you can spread it out. Okay. You don't need a lot of this. A little bit goes a long way. Okay, now we are ready to do our foundation. Now we do have several types of foundation. So whatever your foundation preference is, probably going to be based on your skin type. If you're oily, if you're acne prone, talk to your consultant about that. I am going to use this Time Wise 3D full coverage matte foundation. Anytime you see the word Time Wise, means that there's anti-aging built in it. So yes, you get anti-aging in your foundation. I prefer matte. Right now I'm a little oily, so I love to have a matte formula. I'm going to apply this onto the brush. Now your consultant can get you matched with your perfect foundation color. So there's even a quiz that you can take on marykay.com. Just search foundation quiz, and it's a pretty accurate quiz to help match you up. Now, if you haven't noticed, you can have acne at any age. In fact, that's pretty normal for us women, hormonal acne. So talk to your consultant about, if you have any issues with your skin, because if you have healthier skin, your foundation is going to look better in general. But it is normal to have some of these concerns outside of your teenage years. The other thing that's normal about foundation is it changes as you apply it and it oxidizes to your skin. So when you first initially put it on, you might be like, oh my gosh, this isn't, but continue to blend and make sure it's the right color. The goal is for it to blend well with your neck. Okay, so there shouldn't be any sort of line here. Brushes make a really big difference because you're not using your fingers, so you're not wasting product. And this is my favorite brush right now. It gives you full coverage. So if you like full coverage, you're probably going to love this brush. It's called a blending brush. We do have one that gives you medium coverage. It's called a liquid foundation brush. We do have a mineral powder foundation brush, depending on what you're using on your face, This is layerable. So if you need more, you just apply more. I love this brush because it does get nice and close to your eye, underneath your eyes, around your nose. And then you just clean this with your cleanser. You can even use your oil-free eye makeup remover to clean it out, your micellar water to clean it out on a regular basis. But about every week, every 2 weeks, you want to cleanse them out with your cleanser, and use your brush holder sideways and let them air dry. Okay. Alrighty. So this is foundation. This comes in luminous. This particular formula comes in luminous or matte. I also love to do concealer after foundation so that we're not wasting product or overusing product. And so I'm going to use, a lot of times I just use this under eye corrector. Our concealer looks just like this. They come in different colors based on your skin type or skin color. But this under eye corrector looks really great on a lot of women to help brighten up under their eye. It's also a great concealer. So it's kind of a double duty product. And then you can go in and conceal any areas. If you're a little red around your nose, a little dark underneath your eyes, and just brighten things up. Now we have a brush for this, or you can just use your finger. Okay, then we're gonna talk cheeks. So I always like to do eyes, then foundation, then cheeks and lips. Just making sure. Okay, now you've noticed a couple different compacts that I'm working out of. This one is called our Perfect Palette, and it can actually hold 12 eyeshadows or 6 eyeshadows on one side, a cheek color, or a bronzer on the other side, or a contour palette. You can really create whatever palette you want. We have the Pro palette, which is the bigger one. And then we have a Petite palette, it holds 4 eyeshadows or 1 cheek color. So they're customizable. And then you only buy the palette one time. You're not purchasing palette after palette whenever you run through the product. Okay, the next thing I'm going to use is our cheek brush. This is called our 3-in-1 cheek brush. So it's angled to go along your cheeks. Now, 3-in-1 means it's great for contouring, it's great for blush, it's great for highlight. And so I'm going to show you all 3 today. I prefer to do my cheek color. So the cheek color is intended to go down the center of the brush, and then it just goes right, around the apples of your cheek. So kind of apples and up. And then the bottom portion is a great contour. So it's going to help to contour out your face wherever you may need to contour. A lot of women do that right underneath the cheeks because it's going to make your cheeks look a little bit more defined. So I love to dip. Can you see this with my fun background? Okay. I love to dip in the cheek color, and then right below it, I have my bronzer, or I have my contour. Okay. So I'm using, I think, I have to look, but Latte is for my contour, and I think Darling Pink or Shy Blush is for my cheek color. And so this is just going back and forth. And if you've noticed, I'm getting into the hairline. It looks more natural that way. And then I'm stopping around the apples of the cheek. Okay, so it makes this cheek look a little bit more defined. And then we have a little cheek color with it. Okay, the other places you might want to contour if you're a contour girl, with the matte contour color, this is the latte, is I don't do my forehead because we don't see, but if you don't have bangs, you may go right around the side of your forehead. You can also go right along your jawline. Okay, if you have a larger nose, you can go on the outside of your nose. It's going to make your nose appear slimmer. Then this side, this tall side over here, so the middle is for cheek, the bottom is for contour, the tall side is for highlight. Highlight is where it has some shimmer. So a lot of times people are going to want to shimmer up right up on the top of their cheekbone. You can do the center of your face, maybe right on the top of your lip, and then the center of your chin. So anywhere that you bring shimmer to is going to draw people's attention. We happen to have some really fun highlighters right now. This is called Rose Canary. We have regular line highlighters as well. And so I'm taking the top of that and just bringing it right on the top of the cheekbone. Now, you could just do a cheek color. You don't have to do all three. You could just do a contour. You don't have to do, you know what I mean? You could just do whatever you want. But that is how you would apply highlight and contour. Then I'm going to go ahead and set this with a mineral powder because I like to set my foundation. I also like to have no shine. So I'm using our mineral powder foundation. It's milled 5 times. So it's super, super thin. It's actually like dust. It's actually the only mineral powder out there that's milled this fine. So it comes in the color that will match your skin tone. I like to have a little bit in the lid. That's where I work out of. And I love these because these lock, so it won't overproduce and pour out. You can lock these and open it as you need to. And then our mineral powder foundation brush is a flat brush, much different than a powder brush. Okay, a powder brush is big and round, and it's great to dust on powder or to get loose powder off. A mineral brush is flat. So when you work inside of your lid here, you go deep. It's going to get deep into the bristles, and then you can apply this. See how there's no like fluffing of the makeup. It's going to stay on your skin. It's going to be more even skin or even tone as well. Okay. So this will give you a little bit more coverage because it's a mineral powder foundation. If you just want like a translucent powder to set your foundation, we have a translucent powder. It matches all skin tones, and you can just dust that on to set it and also take any shine away if you don't like any shine. Okay, and then the final step that I'm going to do today, since I did forget my brows, let's just talk about brows real quick. If you want to do brows, we have brow pencil and we have brow tint. Tint has gel in it. So if you have squirrely eyebrows, they kind of stick out or they're just bigger and they kind of need tamed, the tint will help tame them down. Okay, so you could use your little spoolie to brush them through, and then the tint will help tame them, but it also has color. So there's some different colors that we have based on what your brows, what color your brows are, what color your hair is, and then you can run that tint through, and it's going to grab the color or grab the hairs and tint the color, but also keep the brows down. You can also use a brow pencil and just do little bitty strokes to fill it in. We have 5 colors, so it's going to be matching your brow color, which should match your hair color. And you do little bitty strokes into the brows all the way through, and then you probably come back through and match it. So it looks very natural. The start of your eyebrow should start right at the beginning of your eyelid and coming right. So if you take a pen or you take your brow pencil and you go against your nose straight up, that's where the brow should start. If you take it against your nose right across your iris, that's where the arch should be. And if you take it against your nose and go to the outside of your eyelid, that's where it should end. So I usually need to fill in a teeny tiny bit right there, so it shapes up your eyes. You can use the brow gel or tint and the brow pencil together, or you could do one or the other. Talk to your consultant about what you may need. It's just going to depend on your eyebrow shape, how much hair you have, what color they are, and things like that. Okay, the final thing I'm going to show you are lips. So this is the last thing I do before I walk out of the house. And I happen to have a lip liner here. So I'm going to do this lip liner. I'm not super prepared. I just was going to come and do my makeup with you and teach you some tips. So lip liner is huge, you guys. If you want to have more defined lips, you want a classic lip look, you want your lipstick to stay on longer, line your lips. So I happen to use this. It's a pink liner. Okay. And then I'm going to kind of just fill this in a little bit. So it gives your lips kind of a base color. Now, if you've noticed, I kind of like tapered it as I went out. So it's not going clear all the way down. Same here. Now, your lip liner could be similar color to your lipstick, or it could not. It's going to be really your preference. Maybe you have a lipstick that you love or you don't love so well. You could use maybe like let's say you have a red lipstick, but it's just not the right shade for you. Use maybe a darker lip liner or a browner lip liner or something, because when you mix those two together, it'll change the color. So you can really experiment and see what you like. Since we're going pink here, I'll just go ahead and do, I'm going to do this kind of bronzy color that we have out right now and mix it and see what this looks like. Oh yeah. This is called Sunstone. So if you're hanging out with me right now when these are available, these are fun. They're shimmery, but it has that kind of a coppery, sandy kind of look. Mixing that with pink. Ooh, so fun. Okay, and you guys, that's it. You could do finishing spray, and you can spray your face with our finishing spray. That'll keep your makeup on for 16 hours. And you guys, that is a fun glamour look that everybody can do. You can take all of it, you could add to it, or you could do pieces of it. So follow up with your consultant, tag her, let her know that you did your makeover, maybe take an after picture, post it on social media and tag her. That'll help grow her business. She may even give you a little something for doing that, or referring women to her for a makeover for themselves. Today's world, we all need a little self-care. And a lot of times women just don't know how to do makeup. So this is a fun way to share some beauty tips and help women feel better about who they are and themselves, and just feeling glamorous on the outside, just like they are glamorous on the inside. So follow up with her. You're going to get a special for trying the products. You can get a special for tagging her as well. And you guys, I hope this blessed you. Have a fabulous day.